All right, we back at it. Short break. We're gonna get to the sixth law now. We already covered mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm. Now we get to cause and effect. I'm gonna quote from the Kabbalion. This is page 16. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law, not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. End quote. It says this principle embodies the fact that there is a cause for every effect, an effect from every cause. It explains that everything happens according to law, that nothing merely happens, that there is no such thing as chance. That while there are various planes of cause and effect, the higher dominating the lower plane, still nothing ever entirely escapes the law. The Hermeticists understood the art and methods of rising above the ordinary plane of cause and effect to a certain degree, and by mentality rising to a higher plane, they became causers instead of effects. And it goes on to say, the masses of people are carried along, obedient to environment, the wills and desires of others stronger than themselves, heredity, suggestion, and other outward causes moving them about like pawns on the chessboard of life. But the masters rising to the plane above dominate their moods, characters, qualities, and powers, as well as the environment surrounding them. That's the key point. You're playing the game of life, right? Instead of being played, you need to play the game instead of being played by the game. Yes, the game has been rigged to a certain degree. So, cause and effect, very important. I'm gonna go to my own notes here. This is my own quotes here. So, let's see. Division of events. The law of cause and effect is another intrinsic principle of this reality. Some know it as karma. You reap what you sow. The domino effect or the butterfly effect. So the cause and effect, you get the karma. That's the cycle of karma, right? And you get the saying, you reap what you sow. Right there. Those two are very familiar to you right there. Karma and you reap what you sow. That's why you do unto others as you want to be done unto. Because you can start a virtuous circle. So this is basically a circle, cause and effect. Point A travels around point B. Okay. That's the seed. And here's the tree. Seed and the tree, cause and effect. This is a very important one because it lets you know kind of how the game is set up. Meaning the same amount of energy you put out will be returned to you. Maybe not at the same time, maybe not the same force. It might come in different increments that add up to that one thing. So this is why we want to be careful how we treat each other, what we say to each other, even what we entertain in our mind. Because if we're not in control, like you said, from the higher plane of causation, and we're just on the effect level, the physical, material level, while the mind is more or less on the causal, that's closer to the causal plane, mental plane, causal plane. We're on the physical. You're dealing with things like knee-jerk reactions. You're reacting to the causes. But if you can neutralize the causes, which is going back up here, vibration, once that motion starts, and then trying to balance it between the two energetic poles, negative and positive, and then knowing how to ride the wave. So once you understand those, then all the things that happen, whether it's somebody got a situation, co-worker at work, wouldn't report that you at the boss, he started the motion, then you had to go in there, they mediated, you had to balance it, tell your side of the story. And then, of course, you stay consistent. And once all the things added up, that caused and affects you as it would the person who tried to do it out of malice intent, let's just say, theoretically, because you had neutralized that. You didn't give in to it. So a lot of this system is about letting go, detaching, becoming unbothered. You know, there was a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. Yeah, it's a great book. Check it out. I think it's a free PDF online. The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. So they'll say, hey, the way karma is set up now, the inverted karma from the inverted people, from the inverted beings who inverted this whole reality. We ain't even got to that yet. We still fundamental seven universal laws. We're gonna stay right there. But the lords of karma are the ones who basically gatekeep and hand out the retribution and whatever it is that you're supposed to get back. But they do it based off guilt, shame, regret, fear, anxiety. Because we never asked the question. Before we got to these seven universal laws, I should have said the first question should have been, who am I? Phew. That's what started all of the questions where these people back in the ancient times started to figure out these laws by observing and seeing in relation to what was out there to what was in here to make a cohesive picture. So you get rid of karma by, and here's the key, we drop a jewel. You get rid of karma by recognizing the wrong that you did, the harm that you caused, the person you infringed upon, right? And made them fragmented and divisive. Now it's your job, while still living, to make that situation right, to make them whole again, okay? And you do all your attempts. Now, if you can't reach them, then you do it through the next person you come in contact with. You treat them better and treat them on a more holistic way, right? So that's how you can get rid of your karma while you're still here. See, they don't talk about that. They're saying you got to live a million lives and not. No, you don't. If you believe in that program or that narrative, then you're going to get that at the time of your expiration out of the body. Believe me, we're going to get into all of that. That's some good stuff to show you, to prepare yourself, to show you, like, you know, the program that's being ran with half truths and half lies. So it just said that in one of the examples earlier. Half truths and half lies, you know, that's polarity. That's the realm we in. The universal laws begin as templates of administration regarding matter and energy, initially serving as organizing and self-balancing redundancies or checks, fault checks, and balances, ensuring fault tolerance to make sure that life continued in perpetuity. Excuse me. Another thing, yeah, the cause and effect, they're not like sequential, like bit by bit. As soon as the cause is there, the effect is there. It's just one is waiting to manifest. The other one came first. So you're waiting for it to manifest back to the seed in the tree. So that's the cause and effect. And then, like I said, you reap what you sow. The attention and focus, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So all of that comes back down to the mental level. And that's how you get what you want. You don't have to keep asking for it. You don't have to keep making affirmations and all of these things and writing it down. No, you put the thought out there. You put the thought imbued with passion and the heart and the true intent and will, and then you just put it out there. And then you do the work. You're going to start doing the work. Things going to come to you. Synchronicity. You're going to meet certain people. You might have access to, you know, some materials you never could have before so that you can start your business or whatever it may be. And so those are just some of the things you can use with cause and effect. And just know how you affect people. And it's a cause, and then it just becomes a cycle. So that's the cycle. All of these are basically cycles. Cyclical. Yeah. Call it how you want, I call it how it is. Take the good with the bad, and take the best with the worst. And so we all rest in a hearse. Life, that's what it is. Call it how you want, I call it how it is.